It's a secret society. All they ask is trust. Welcome, welcome. I'm Magnetic Intuition. I hope you're staying blessed. I hope you're well. You know I got a topic for you. You know I got to get into what's been going on in my industry. Of course, I've talked about it in these secret societies. They always try to block my videos, right? Shadow banning me, making my videos unavailable to the masses, right? But this time we're gonna switch the game on them. I'm gonna switch things up, and you're gonna see exactly what that is. But until then, I want to talk about that big consultant, Cerner consultant, right? And I started working in the industry back in 2025, right? And a fake friend of mine, he's a Freemason. He got me into the industry, right? I was thankful, I was blessed, you know? And it still is a blessing. Everything happens for a reason, right? The Most High is the one that writes the script in this world, right? In this lifetime, right? So just keep that in mind, right? But anyway, just wanted to give y'all a little scenery. But anyway, more or less, you know, I've been exposing this industry for a while now, right? And I found out, of course, many of y'all haven't seen my videos, right? So this will probably be the first video for some of y'all. I might look familiar, I might not. It's all good, you know? But I've been exposing a lot of the industry secret societies, you know, Freemasons, EasternStars, Illuminati, you know. So I have like many colleagues that spy on me and of course bring back information, right, to these organizations, these cults, what I'm saying organization for. And this one particular project that I haven't talked about, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it because they did me super dirty, man. I mean, there's not even words to even describe how bad these people did me. But of course, you know, when you live in devil energy, doesn't matter how you treat people, right? When you're living in devil energy, right? So let me break down what was going down, where I was at, and etc. Right? All right. So basically, I was in Utah for the Intermountain project, right? Big project, big project. I mean, one of the biggest projects, you know, Epic has hosted, right? Maybe top 20, maybe top 20, right? So anyway, it was hosted. What am I saying? The company that I was signed under contract with was Optimum Healthcare, right? Optimum IT Healthcare, right? So I flew out there, and on my way to the project, I was being harassed, right, by secret societies, right? So whenever I book a flight to go anywhere, somebody's sitting behind me. They can see everything I'm doing, right? They basically prepare for wherever I go to sit near me, to sit behind me, and to basically harass me, basically collect information, harass me, make everything the most uncomfortable they can for me, right? So there was a lady, I have a video on this, right? There's a lady that was sitting behind me. She hit my seat like over 10, 15 times, you feel me? And I told the staff about it, and they didn't want to do anything. So that let me know that they were part of it too, right? So when I was headed to Salt Lake City, and then when I arrived, we had a sign-in process with Optimum, right? And of course, the process took a long time because there's so many people, right? So we got into our hotels, and of course, when I check into the hotel, I already know ahead of time that these secret societies are going to have people on both sides of the room, right? So if I'm in room 115, they're gonna have somebody in room 117. They're gonna have somebody in room 113, and they're just gonna do like noise campaigns where they like bang on my walls and just try to do things so I won't sleep. So I get aggravated. Sometimes they even take things out of my room. Like when I leave, they'll have my card and they'll go in my room and take things, and then I come back and I'm like, where's this at? You know? So there's theft going on, illegal surveillance when I'm on the internet. They're watching what I'm doing on the internet. If I'm on the phone, they're listening to what I'm talking about on the phone. So of course I had these issues, the gang stalk. It's called gang stalking, right? So we're in Salt Lake City for that weekend, and then the project starts on Monday. So they decide, hey, we're going to take a bus drive 4 hours south. So I end up going 4 hours south. And before I get there, we have to meet at another hotel. So they tell us, hey, take an Uber to the other hotel, which is like not far, maybe like 20-minute walk, 5-minute drive, right? So I have some bags and I can't walk, so I just take an Uber, right? So anyway, as we're waiting for the bus, I see people trying to take my picture. So they want to take my picture for the use of witchcraft, right? These are just the things they do, man. These secret societies, they love their little witchcraft during the moon cycles, right? So I believe there was a moon cycle going on, full moon, and they use that energy to use their witchcraft, right? To power up their witchcraft, right? Because they don't have any magic, right? They don't have any magic spiritually, so they have to use the moon, right? So anyhow, I think like 10 consultants like literally got my picture, took my picture, and when we finally arrived to the other hotel, I checked in, and then I believe I had to go to work like the very next day. So I had to work or whatever. And when I had to work, I found that I don't have a ride to work. So I took an Uber the first day. Then, for some apparent reason, they put me on a schedule where I didn't have anyone to ride with going to work or coming back. So my supervisor at the project gave me a ride back to the hotel on the first day. It was 12-hour shifts. We was working overnights, right? So, okay, I get off in the morning and go back to my room. When I get off in the morning, all of a sudden, like, I'm trying to get some sleep, and all you hear is, like, cars, engines, like, really loud, those vroom loud sounds you hear from the race cars. And that happens to me every day, right, wherever I go, right? So, no big deal, but this time I'm working overnights. So in the daytime, it's more justified, right? So they're constantly coming back and forth like every 5 minutes. And while that's happening, then you have the people that's on my floor. It almost seems like all the consultants that were part of secret society, the EasternStars and Freemasons, they were staying on the same floor that I was on, right? So all you heard was like doors slam like every 5 minutes. Something about 5 minutes, I don't know what it was. So I couldn't sleep, right? So on these projects, I was only getting, on this project, I think I got like 4 hours of sleep every morning, because these people were constantly doing this, right? What I call noise campaigns, right? You could call it noise campaigns. So while this was going on, they try to push your vibrations lower, right? In order for their witchcrafts to work, right? So they could like put a hole in your aura, right? In your energetic aura, right? So this is basically what was going on. Like this was happening every single day on a project. So I complained to the hotel, And I told him, I said, hey, man, like these people are slamming doors on the floor, and it's like so many people doing it, man. It's almost like they like coordinated it to where everyone that was on that was in this society, these satanic secret societies, was to work. I'm sorry, was to stay on in my hotel on my floor, and they were just gonna harass me, right, silently, right. So I told the hotel about it. What was so crazy about it is I told the hotel front desk manager, I said, hey man, your staff, like you have like a couple of staff members a part of it, because of course the secret societies, right? They don't really have like they don't discriminate on who you are, right? The more numbers, the better, right? So they had some staff members that were a part of the cleaning crew that were harassing me as well. And what they were doing the same thing, with banging on the walls, making noise, just to annoy me, to slamming doors, the whole nine, right? So that's at the hotel, right? But at work, the shift I was working, of course, had people that were watching me the whole time, right? One of the colleagues I was working with, he was like constantly looking in my eyes, trying to see if the witchcraft worked, and I'm just like, bro, what is wrong with these people, man? Like, even though I'm already put up on game, I have to let other people know, right? That I would, not only is the U.S. full of these satanic societies, society members, right? But our industry, Epic Consulting and Cerner Consulting, it's like full of these devil worshippers, man. So you have to be very careful if you're doing Epic Consulting or Cerner Consulting, because these consultants, man. See, a lot of y'all thought the ones that are, for the Most High, y'all were the Creator, right? Many of y'all thought that people were just cutthroat for no reason. But the honest truth is that a lot of them are devil worshippers, and it is what it is, right? People choose who they want to be, and for me, I'm not really surprised, but you know, it is what it is. I just want to, notify people and let people know what's going on out here, like I said, right? So anyway, as I get back to it, so at work, I'm being surveillanced, you know. I have people like recording me as I'm walking, as if they're gonna see like a reflection of an angel behind me or something, I don't know. But in my first video, I mentioned that I'm an earth angel, right? I was sent here to bring peace to the world, and to express love, and of course to shut down these satanic secret societies, right? And these people, they're aware of that, right? Like, I'm finding out that they've been following me since I was a baby, since I was born, right? And even my family, my immediate family, they were all in this satanic cult as well. EasternStars, Freemasons, right? And I'm finding that out too. This goes down to my father, my mother, my three sisters, then my close friends or old friends from high school I used to play basketball with, or when I used to live in New York. My first 12 years I lived in New York, and then I moved to Houston afterwards and stayed in Houston since. A lot of those people are part of these cults. So I find myself in a situation where I lived on the street in Staten Island, New York, full of cult members. In Houston, Texas, when I moved to Houston, Texas, I lived on a street full of cult members as well. And it possibly could be in the whole neighborhood. I don't know. I can't call it, right? But I'm finding out there's maybe over 50 people that I knew are part of these satanic cults. So this thing is bigger than me, right? And a lot of times life, you run into trials and tribulations where you feel like you can't handle things, right? But always remember that the Most High has an answer for you. You just have to call on him. You just have to call on him. He's there for you. Don't forget about your ancestors. Don't forget about the archangels. They're there for you, you know? So I want to bring some inspiration to this video, you know? Even though I'm basically exposing my industry, what they've done to me. In particular, this project that I was on, you know, I want you to know that you always have the Most High with you. So don't ever give up. Don't ever give your soul to the devil. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. But as I continue, when I mentioned everything that was going on to the hotel, they had a meeting with me. Two guys had a meeting with me, right? I think one was like the district manager, and the other one I think was like a marketing sales guy for them. I'm not sure, but it was clear that one of the guys was a Freemason, right? And he told me who was staying in the two rooms that were next door to me. One of them was a consultant, as I already knew, right? A lot of these consultants are part of these secret societies, right? And then the other one was a golfer, like a retired golfer, you know, a rich guy, right? So he was like, yeah, you know, this guy, he's a golfer, and no, he would never do that, and this, and that, and I'm like, bro, like, you must be a part of that society because, off top, just because he's a golfer and he's rich, that has nothing to do with being angelic energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, he fits the description of devil energy, right? If we're just talking about stereotypical opinion, right? But to be um to be objective, you know what I'm saying? You don't even really know this guy. You don't know who's who, you know? So that let me know that, you know, the hotel was in on it too. And I already knew that. We had the meeting and they said that they wanted to check the room. So I let them check the room. And after they checked the room, while I was working, I worked out. I went to work out. I said, hey, let me just let them do their thing, and I'll come back after they finish, right? So he called me and said, hey, we're finished. So I stopped working out and I went back to the room. Next thing you know, I get a taper letter. A taper letter. This is to people that's not in the industry, right? Taper letter is basically a letter telling you, hey, it's time to go home. Like, you know, we don't need you anymore. So I asked the lady that sent me the table letter. I said, hey, like, why did I get a table letter for? You know, I just made a complaint saying that people were harassing me. And she was like, well, you know, the hotel said they didn't want you to be there anymore. And since they said they didn't want you to be there, we got to let you go. So instead of sending me to another hotel, even for the company Optimum IT Healthcare, I was too much trouble for them as well, right? And as I stated before, these companies, of course, are ran by these secret satanic societies, right? So I was too much trouble for everybody, even though I was the one getting harassed, right? Yeah, some devil shit, right? So anyway, so she told me, hey, you know, go ahead and hit up your lead, which is my supervisor, and find out, you know, what the next steps, you know. So I hit him up, and he never contacts me, right? So what I did was I sent an email, said, hey, so and so never contacted me back. He never responded. And as I was doing that, and I sent the email sent that I contacted the supervisor. And nah, that's not what happened, right? So what I found out was the consultant that was staying next door to me, that's a part of the secret society, Freemason, right? He was editing my emails. Yeah, I had to find out the hard way, right? So when I was trying to send the email, he kept editing that I contacted him. So I had to go all the way downstairs to the lobby because I think I was on the third floor. I went all the way downstairs to the lobby and I changed the email. And I guess there's only so much feet that you had to be apart away from the laptop that's hacked because they hacked my laptop a long time ago. Let me say that. Plenty of laptops I've had, they've hacked everything, my phones, everything, right? So I guess there's only so many feet that you could be away from the target, which is me, before um, the hacking wouldn't work anymore, right? So I went all the way downstairs to the lobby and I sent the email. And it finally sent, and it said that the the supervisor, the lead, didn't contact me, right? So now I figured that out. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening. So people are editing my emails. And even in this world, period, like you could be sending a business email, and if somebody's a part of one of these secret societies, if they have the technology to do this, then they'll do it. They just have to be close to you. And your laptop would have to, or your device would have to be hacked ahead of time, right? So it's sent. So about 30 minutes later, my lead supervisor, he contacts me and he's talking, right? And I'm just like, wow. So he's a part of this too, huh? And I already knew, right? I already knew the guy was a part of it, but you just gotta be professional about things, man. Even when you're getting attacked and all that, you still gotta be professional about things, right? So I took care of all that, but I still had to leave, right? Still had to leave. I wrote a report about it, a FBI report about it, as I usually do, right? Because you can't let people harass you and let them get away with it. You have to do your reports. Because they were trying to kill me, literally, in every way possible, physically and spiritually, right? So, of course, I left the next day, and I didn't even have the money to even pay for the flight. I had to use some credits because these people have been holding me back from making money, right? Because just imagine if I have the government, I have the secret societies, and then I have other entities like trying to stop me from making money. It's gonna be hard, right? Because I've been getting harassed in the industry since like 2024, right? So like January 2000, I'm sorry, December 2023 is when I was getting harassed, like face to face, like when I figured it out that these people were harassing me. So from that time, I was having a hard time getting harassed all the time at work. So I had to take a long time off. I think I took off like, let me see, 2023. I think I took off like 7 months of work straight up. So of course I wasn't gonna have much money, right? So anyway, I just wanted to you know, get the word out there, keep people informed on what's going on in the industry, what's been going on in the industry. You understand what I'm saying? And just be careful of who you think are your friends and your family members, because I'm telling you, man, a lot of these people, they love their money, they love their devil, and it's a secret society. All they ask is trust. Stay blessed, people. Stay prayed up. Ashe.